Joe Biden, where the hell are we going to get on the religion? I mean, this guy is clueless. This administration has declared war on the Christian religion, and that's one of the reasons that all these evangelical leaders have come here, is because they're looking for someone who's going to not be their champion, but simply provide the protection for them to live out their lives.
It's really interesting to hear you say that, because early on in the campaign process, I do remember an evangelical leader who was supporting Trump said, look, at this point, we're not looking for someone just like us. We're looking for someone who doesn't hate us. So when you are in that closed-door meeting today, Tony, I would ask you, what is the major obstacle you need to get over, or these leaders want to get over with Donald Trump? You say there's not going to be speeches. You're just going to have an opportunity to ask the presumptive Republican nominee questions. What will you be asking him?
Well, I think there'll be a number of questions running the gamut. There'll be issues about who will he select as Supreme Court, and not so much names, but the process and who he'll seek advice from, because look what the court has done to the country in terms of the cultural and political landscape. That's going to be a key issue. Religious liberty is going to factor in significantly. Will he? Do
you believe Donald Trump is a religious man?
Well, Scripture makes very clear that you cannot know the heart of another man. You look at how they live their lives. This is what I see in Donald Trump. He's not hostile toward religion. He's certainly not hostile to the Christian faith. I think he is a man who has some very good qualities, and I think there's a lot that people like about him. And if people didn't like him and they didn't want to be supportive of him, they wouldn't be here.
You seem bothered by, is there any policy position that bothers you? Because there's I feel reticent.
Well, I've spent 20 years in the political process. I've held public office. I've been around politicians. And the best indicator of future performance is past performance. And what's lacking here is a political track record in public office. It's one thing you can do as an individual, but when you're actually in office and you have to stand alone and make decisions, that's different. And so that's why there's some hesitancy, and I think that's why a running mate is going to be important. Who does he choose as his running mate? I think it's got to be someone who has held public office, who has a conservative
track record. Do you have anybody in mind?
Oh, there's a list of people that I think would be good.
Name a few.
Well, I don't want to throw too many. I don't want to throw names out there. I mean, I think it's got to be someone who the evangelical social conservative community is comfortable with, who has a track record on these issues and has stood their ground.
Will you be making any suggestions to him today?
There's been suggestions made, I think, throughout the process of people that would be good.
Make a prediction. The evangelicals are either going to get comfortable with Trump, they're going to vote for Gary Johnson, or they're going to stay home. Which option do you think is going to predominate?
I don't know. I will tell you, I hope we can bridge the gap, and that's why we put so much time and effort into this meeting, so that they will be comfortable and active in supporting a candidate who will defend religious freedom and will turn this nation back on the right track.
All right. Great stuff. Tony Perkins, that meeting happening today in New York City. Thank you.
Good to be with you.
Good to have you.